Welcome to our show. The next hour brings entertainment and information to those of you who are young at heart. Here are your hosts, Lynn Peterson and Al Jones.
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart.
Welcome to Young at Heart. I am Al Jones, and next to me, oh no, she's not here. Lynn is not here. I think she has the bug. She has the little bug. I took my vitamin C, so I don't have the bug. What is that behind me? Pat, what's that behind me?
That's Pahrump in winter.
That's not Pahrump.
Well, it's close.
It's close. No, I'm going to show you Pahrump. Jeff, show me Pahrump. Now, that's in front of my house. Can you believe this? I thought I was back in Chicago. And the next one, I thought I was in Chicago. Can you, what? In the backyard. Can you see that? All my lovely trees are covered with snow. I don't know what to do. Even my bird feeder. And the pine trees, you got to be. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. I left Chicago for this. Can you believe this, folks? I left Chicago. And that's in the front yard. And there's my little mailbox out there where I receive my mail. I can't believe this. Anyway, snow. It should be over by noon, maybe. You think so? Yeah. Hey, I want to tell you folks something. Maybe you did not know this. Something that I think that you need to know. Did you know what character is? Character is not an inheritance. Each person must build it himself. Does that make sense? When some people aren't acting like themselves, it's an improvement. What about this one? What lies behind you and ahead of you is not as important as what lies within you. Hey, I have very good things inside of me. How about that? And lazy hands makes a poor man. No, let me repeat that. Lazy hands makes a man poor, but diligent hands bring wealth. Yes, I want to be rich. How about that? Success is helping others succeed. Now that's a very good one, very good one, And let me see here, January 7th to 9th, I think this is very important. They're going to have at the PAC, that's the PAC office there, yard sale donations. And this is a pickup. It's going to be, all you have to do is call 537-6439. And all the proceeds will support PAC programming. And any unsold items will be noted to the local charity. The date is January 7th to the 9th. That's not bad. And for any further information, just call 775-751-6776. This is going to go, what, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. There's different times, 10 to 2, to drop off stuff. So call that number, and they'll let you know exactly when to drop the stuff off. Okay? Hey, here's something else. I'm rich. Silver in the hair, gold in the teeth. I don't have that, do I? Gold in the teeth. Crystals in the kidneys. I don't have that. Sugar in the blood. I don't have that. Lead in the rear. What does that mean? Iron in the arteries and inexhaustible supply of natural gas. I never thought I'd accumulate such wealth. Can you believe that? Ooh. Gee, thanks. Hey, I'll tell you one more thing here. Think green, Pahrump. Are you a company, group, or club that has services or items for seniors? And of course, I'm a senior. Then mark your date, March the 16th. Hey, that's my birthday. March the 16th is my birthday. And I will be sure, I will be. That's the annual Senior Resource Fair by Nathan Addison Hospice. If you are not done this event, call in to get on the list info on mid-January. Call Sam at Hospice 751-6700, 751-6500. It is great to mix and mingle with so many people and groups. No fee yet. You need a table price for guests, not those with tables at the fair. Gift cards work, or think of the green things that you can come up with. How about that? Hey, today on the show, we have a lot of good things going on here. Provenza, Nevada history. Going to be talking about Nevada history, which is through paintings and everything, and art, which is going to be great. She is quite an artist. Wow, wait till you see this. Alan Parker, Rural Nevada Development Corporation. You're going to be talking about that. And then, of course, Pahrump Art Council. We're going to tell you something about the art show, what they're doing and everything. And that is going to be beautiful. All these things are going to be beautiful, folks. I mean, well, and the sheriff, hey, what we're going to be doing is talking about Super Bowl, the football thing, because it's coming up. I think it's a couple of weeks away. Definitely. So, folks, stay tuned. You're watching Young at Heart on KPVM. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Young at Heart, folks. My next guest is Miss Fran Provenza. Did I say that
Flo Provenza.
Flo Provenza. Yes. How's that? And she's going to continue talking about Nevada history. Is that correct?
Yes.
Nevada history.
Yes.
Wow. And I understand that this photograph in back of us, you might want to start with that?
Well, that'd be a good start.
Yes.
There's a lot of people out there that just might recognize it. It was right here in the middle of town.
It was?
Yeah. But I painted this picture just before it got torn down.
Wow.
The nuggets there today.
That was silver.
That was the old cotton place.
Oh, okay.
And when they had to stop growing cotton because there was too much of it, I guess, I don't know what happened. Great cotton was grown out here. Ooh. Really good quality. But then when they said no more cotton in agriculture in the other areas than the South, then that had to get torn down. So that's what that is.
Wow.
But, there are so many things about Nevada that have changed so drastically. And I want to tell you a few funny things.
Okay.
When you see signs on the side of the highway, I want you to know that years and years ago, when I was very young, they had little bullseyes on any signs, and they weren't speed limits because we didn't have one.
Wow.
And so the little bullets were put when it said turn here for this, or this is this road, so that when you were out driving with your guns, and everybody had guns, you could kind of practice on the bullseyes. Otherwise, people would shoot the signs.
Oh, that's what happened.
And they were constantly changing the signs, so they decided they put these little bullseyes out on the side of the signs. If you missed, it was generally, off of anything.
Right.
But you could hit the bullseye.
Oh, wow. I used to always wonder about that, even sometimes, later, of course, you saw bullet holes in some of the signs, but that's the beginning of that.
They just would shoot them up like crazy. That was fun, going 100 miles an hour and trying to shoot a sign.
I can imagine that was. Now let's talk about some more of your paintings. Now there are the paintings down in front of us here. That those there. That's very interesting. Maybe you start on that side with the rooster.
Oh, the rooster. Yeah. Well, that's one that I kept because the kids liked it. I don't have very many paintings that are good. I had to go collect them from the kids, what I do have, and they get the ones that aren't really good. So I don't have any that are really great. But the one of the rooster, everybody liked that. So Liz has that at her house, and I went and stole it from her.
Ooh.
She also has the very modernistic one. And then the one after that is just an old town here in Nevada, way out, because we used to go way out. And that's where you went to shoot.
Shoot also. Everybody went out to shoot.
Bring all the kids, line them up, throw out some tires, and let them shoot their hearts out.
Oh, wow.
So anyhow, that was one of those old buildings.
Oh.
The wood around it was from an old building, from an old barn that made the frame. Then I have one here. Okay. This was, I painted this years ago, and one of the kids liked it really well, so she kept it. So I still have that.
That's beautiful. Is that, I'm looking to see a little bird to the...
Yes, it is. There's a little bird there. And this was actually from the National Geographic.
Oh, wow.
I just looked at it, and it looked so beautiful that I decided to paint it.
That is beautiful.
And then we have this one up here. And this one, I saw one that was done by another artist that was just did stuff out in the desert, and I thought I could do that. This one is pastel. I did that, so that has glass on it. I don't know if it'll show up good.
Oh yeah, it showed up nicely.
But anything that I have that is really good, I use it to save money. I give it for wedding presents, birthdays, so all my kids have it.
Oh,
But I want to tell you a little bit about the art in the family.
okay.
I'm a minority.
Ah,
You know why?
well, I have an idea, but I'm not sure, so I better let you explain it.
Okay, I would give you 20 guesses to guess what nationality I am.
Let's
Nobody
see.
guesses.
Lithuanian?
No.
No,
Did you ever hear of Flemish painters?
I have not.
Some of the really good painters years ago were Flemish.
Flemish?
Yes, Flemish is an area that was once a country, I understand, on the edge of Belgium, where it's close to France. And then on the other side, on the edge of Belgium, you have the Dutch painters,
Okay.
because that's close to Holland.
Wow.
And I'm Belgian.
You're Belgian. So did you speak French? Parlez-vous français?
No,
At that time?
you
No?
know, I think it's the hardest language to ever learn. But in my family, on my side, are painters, a lot
Oh,
of them.
painters.
If they're not painters, they're engineers or architects.
Then I have to ask this question. When you first started painting, I mean, what gave you the enthusiasm to start painting?
Well, when I started public high school, I went to Catholic school. In my first year, they gave us a short term for drawing and painting. It was supposed to be clothing, you know, to be a stylist with clothing. And I loved it. I just loved it. But then the war came.
Right.
And Pete and I were engaged, and he joined the Navy, and they sent him to Texas. He was 21, I was 17, so I got on a train and I went to Texas.
Wait a minute, hold 1 minute. The Navy in Texas?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure this out because in
Little
Texas,
town, Corpus Christi.
Oh, okay.
Practically no one there.
Yeah, but
And
was
all
it
of
near
a
the
sudden,
water?
thousands.
Oh, yeah, was it near water though?
Well, yeah, it was
A
on the
little
bay.
water. That's what I mean on the bay.
It was
there,
on
yeah.
the bay, but
Oh,
that's not
okay.
what they did.
Oh,
it was
okay.
the Naval Air Force.
Oh, okay. All
That was the biggie.
Oh, wow.
In the start of the war, that was where most of it was, the Naval Air Force. They even had their own song.
Wow.
But anyhow, and then we started having children, and we ended up having 7 kids. And I never really had the time to paint, but I always wanted to. I was almost 40 before I picked up a brush and went down and bought some paint and came home and painted a couple pictures.
So in high
Found
school,
out I liked it.
in high school you didn't paint or anything in high school or anything? High school or
No,
no?
never.
But this is so interesting because you say I didn't pick it up until later.
Yeah, well, that's nothing. My oldest daughter didn't start painting until she was really had raised a family and everything. And then I always told her, "Why don't you paint? You know, why don't you try painting?" When she was little, and she did a couple of things. She was really good. And then she's excellent today.
Wow.
She's excellent. She's helping in the art department up in Dixie College. The professor got ill, and so she went in there to help. So she's working really right now with ceramics, but she works a lot with watercolor, and she's good. I wish I was as good as her. But anyhow, the best one in the family is my first grandson, her son. He is marvelous. I've got books at home with his stuff in it. Some of them strictly his, some of them where he's included in other books, and some things where artists wrote about him. And he lives up near Sundance, and he paints beautiful, beautiful country pictures. And if you go in the internet, you can look up Stephen Lee Adams, and it shows you all of his paintings. And then Donna started playing with clay. My kids were always playing with clay.
You know, Donna had me over there way back before trying to make a little pottery thing.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Oh, God.
Okay, she has a great big studio in her basement.
Right, yeah, I just wonder if there was ever any hope for the kid here.
Oh gosh, yes. And do you want to know who's really good and doesn't do it?
Who's that?
Elizabeth.
Oh, wow.
But even after her, my last granddaughter, Shaylee, the other day we were sitting at a table with some people and she was looking at a picture of somebody and she sat down, she started with the pencil. She's 10. No, she's 11. And she started with the pencil and she drew an eye.
Wow.
And I didn't know she drew it. It's laying there. I said, Lizzie, what are you doing drawing eyes on the table?
She liked it. Well, listen, you know, I really appreciate you bringing this, and you have to come back again because I need to talk to you about to see if there's any hope for the kid here, you know, as far as painting. I started off trying to do something, even in high school, and I couldn't do it. I tried it, but I couldn't do it. So listen, you have to come back again, okay?
I'd love to.
All right. Stay tuned, folks. You're watching Young at Heart. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to the show, folks. My next guest is Al. Do you like to be called Alan or just Al?
Al.
Al, just like me, Al Parker with the Rural Nevada Development Corporation.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That is correct, Al.
Tell our viewers something about that organization.
Well, RNDC, which is its acronym, is Rural Nevada Development Corporation. We are a statewide organization and we are a nonprofit organization. Actually, we are a 501c3. We operate throughout the state of Nevada, but we only operate in the rural areas of Nevada, which means anywhere outside of Las Vegas or Reno or Carson City. We have a number of different programs that I think the viewers would be interested in. First of all, we have a large senior population here in Pahrump, and we do a lot for senior housing. In fact, we actually have Palm Terrace, which is a senior facility over by the hospital. We have a lot of programs for people who have homes. If they need our services for weatherization or for homeowner rehabilitation, and if they meet certain income guidelines, they may be eligible for assistance from our programs. And we also have some business programs for people who are either in business or would like to start a business in the way of business counseling and also help with financing if they need to start a business and need some money in that regard. So we do an awful lot of things in the state. We also have a very good website, which I'd like our readers to know about and viewers, which is www.rndcnv.org. And you can go online if you have a computer and also see an awful lot about what we offer.
Now, I would imagine that some of the young people can also become involved if they so desire or if they meet the qualifications.
Our services are really open to anyone. Age is really not a requirement. We have some people who are very young who own homes. We have some people who are very young who would like to start businesses. And we service anyone who comes into our office. So from what we would call youngsters to seniors and anything in between. The various services that we offer, whether they be our housing programs, our business counseling programs. And I should mention one other thing, Al. We are also, although we're not a bank in the traditional sense of a Nevada State Bank or a Bank of America, we are a lender of last resort, otherwise known as a non-traditional lender, which means that if you wanted to start a business, or even if you were in business and you were looking for financing, and you got turned down by a commercial bank, you only have to be turned down by one bank. And if you have a letter of turn down, you can come to us, since the banks have the right of first refusal, and we would take a look at your business plan, we would take a look at your business ideas, and see if we could perhaps help you through RNDC. So we are also, as I say, a lender of last resort.
So back to the business plan. Let us say that I had an idea. And what I want you to do is to take me step by step how that possibly would work.
It's a good idea.
For me.
Actually, a lot of people have ideas. We all get them every day. You can wake up in the morning and say, I'd like to start a business, or I'd like to do this. And that can be done at any age, from a teenager to a senior citizen. But you have to take the idea out of the mind, where it's just an idea, it's just a concept. And you have to try to put it down on paper. Because if you write it down, it starts to become real. And it also helps you to visualize what it is you want to do. A business plan is essentially a blueprint. It's a roadmap to try to get you from point A to point B. If point A is the fact you have this idea in your mind, point B could very well be to open up your business 6 months or 9 months down the road. Well, how are you going to get from point A to point B? You have to have a plan. You need a plan for a couple of reasons. One, you need to have a plan because this is something that you're going to do. And there has to be an organized way of achieving what it is you want to do. You also need a business plan if you attempt to seek financing, because anyone who's going to be looking at your potential business or existing business from a financing point of view wants to know something about what your business is all about. And secondly, they want to know how they'll be paid back if they do lend you the money. So a business plan is very valuable to the business owner. It's also very valuable to a potential bank or a financing partner, so they have some idea as to what you want to do.
Now, let us say that I need to first, let's say I want to sell something. So would I need to do research to find out what it is I want to sell, if that would, be applicable to the area that I want to sell this?
Well, that's very true. One of the first things we do with a business plan is what we call market research, because you might have a great mousetrap, but if there's no one who wants a mousetrap, you won't sell very many of them. So what you're alluding to, Al, is what we call market research. You have to, if, for example, Pahrump is your area, and you want to do something in the way of Pahrump, selling products, for example, or providing services, either one, you'd want to go out and do some due diligence and see whether or not within our area there is a need for your product.
Right.
Not only is there a need for your product, you also want to find out if there's any competition out there. Because if there are others providing the same products or the same services, then your challenge is going to be, what is your unique niche? Why would somebody come to you versus somebody else? And if you can have what we call a competitive advantage or a unique niche, that might help you to become successful in that line of business.
That is so good. I was thinking about that because I said everybody's selling the same thing, but if I could improve upon what it is, if it's a service, if I can improve upon this, this would help me a great deal.
There's no question. Actually, the more research one can do prior to starting a business, the more information they can gather in terms of, is there a market out there, who their prospective buyers would be, what pricing they should offer, what services they need to provide with their products, where they should locate if it's a physical location that they're going to have. All of these things are very, very important, and all of them have a place within a business plan, because a business plan forces you to think through the marketing aspect, it forces you to think through the financing aspect, not only the amount of money you need to start a business, and a lot of people don't recognize that there's three main reasons why a new business will fail, and one of them is there is no business plan. So that's why as business counselors we stress a business plan. And a second key reason for business failure is what we call lack of adequate capitalization. It's one thing to know how much money you may need to start your business, but you don't make a profit usually the first week or the second week or the first month or the second month. And in some cases you may not make a profit for the first year. So in addition to having financing to start your business, you need to have another pile of money, which we call cash flow, to keep your business going until such time as you do make a profit. So you actually need to look at your business in terms of not only startup costs, but operational cash flow needs until such time as you've reached break even and start to make a profit.
Very good. Now I noticed some of the other things that you do, something about the regularization program?
Yes, we have a number of programs, and our home office, by the way, is in Ely, Nevada. In Pahrump, I am a one-man office, but I field all calls and all visitors who come to my office, which is, by the way, on the second floor of Nevada State Bank, across from the Chamber of Commerce. We have a number of homeowner programs, some programs for first-time buyers, like down payment assistance. If they find a home and they have some trouble with the down payment, we have one program for that, again, if they meet income eligibility guidelines. And for people that are in homes, whether they rent homes or they own them, we have a couple of other programs called weatherization and rehabilitation. And of course, this time of the year with weatherization, people worry about heat. In the summertime, sometimes they worry about air conditioning. A heater goes out or an air conditioner goes out. Again, if they meet certain income guidelines, we have programs that may be able to assist them.
Oh, that sounds good. Now, what would you like to leave with the little time we have left? What would you like to leave with the folks?
I think what I'd like to leave with with the view is the fact that it's fun to be in business for yourself, whether it be a part-time business, a cottage business that you could run out of your own home. Something you could do at any age that you'd like. We call the business community one of entrepreneurship that basically starts from within, which means Pahrump. We have lots of people who come here to start businesses. We also have businesses who relocate here for it. But if you're thinking of doing something, or you have a hobby, that you think might possibly be profitable, you could think of starting a small business. It's easy to start a small business, and as I say, you could work out of the confines of your home. I think the thing I would leave with your view is don't be afraid to ask for information and to inquire in terms of if there's something that RNDC can help you with. Feel free to give me a call. My name is Alan Parker.
Telephone number?
751-1947.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
Thank you,
Stay
Al.
tuned, folks. We'll be returning after these few messages. Welcome back to the show, folks. Young at Heart. My next guest, I have two. So what do? You say guests, and you have that little hiss on the end of it. Charlize Butler, Secretary of Spring Mountain Art Guild.
Right.
And of course, we have Lloyd, did I say that right? Martin?
Right.
He is the president of the Spring Mountain Art Guild. So tell me something about what that is.
Well, it starts with our parent company, you might say, PAC, which is Pahrump Visual Arts Council. And we are a committee of them, but we were also a social group that we called ourselves the Spring Mountain Art Guild. We're in conjunction with them. We almost all of our members belong to PAC. We brought you today some of our artwork to show some of the quality work we do. We're just two of many of the artists that belong. We more or less are the social part. PAC kind of offers us a place to show our work, like the library, the courthouse, and Charleston Peak clubhouse up there. And but it's one thing just to hang your paintings and come back and pick them up a month or two later, but it's important that our artists get to know other artists, to have workshops and paint outs and things like that. So we kind of, the Spring Mountain Guild is more of the social aspect of it.
And I understand that Miss Charlize said you're trying to get more people to become involved?
Well, yes, we would like to get more people. We're having a meeting in March 12th at the library where we're inviting all the artists in town that want to come bring a painting. And we've done it for 3 years now, and we've usually run between 40 and 50 paintings. And then we have someone there the artists vote themselves. All the artists vote on all the paintings that are there. And the one that gets the most votes gets first and second and third prizes, which are prizes that we provide. And then we have some sort of a speaker to draw people, and they're always artists or have been in the art business. So we get a pretty good amount of people that come. And we have our group sponsors every Tuesday morning at the museum. We paint from 10 till 12, and anyone that wants to paint, you don't have to belong to any group, but if you want to paint with other people where you can get ideas and critiques from the group, we do that too. And that works really well.
Yeah. You an artist.
I
An
try to be.
artist. Now, because I'm looking at some of the paintings here. When did you start?
Oh, I've liked drawing and wanted to be an artist since I was a little kid. I drew, but I had some high school art, and then I was able to get involved in some workshops through the years and belong to some of the groups over in Las Vegas. I was fortunate enough to sell some of my paintings. I've got paintings probably all over the world, really. I used to sell a lot up at Valley of Fire every 2 years, and some of the people up there would buy my work, and they came from all over. So the lady up there, the ranger, was telling me that some of my stuff was in Italy and then some in France and different places that have come in.
So the one behind us, this is one of your paintings right behind us.
Yes, this is actually as you first turn off Mance Road coming from Las Vegas. As you can see, the little small white building here, that's Ariel Christian's aerial service for dusting crops years ago. The lady you had earlier was talking about the history here, and I'm fascinated about the history here. In fact, the last show I did at the library featured paintings around Pahrump.
And that one there at Henderson with the airplane.
Yes, that was just a snapshot I took years ago when I belonged to the Boulder City Art Guild, and I took that picture, and I'm always going to paint it, and about 2 weeks ago I got it out and painted it.
That's beautiful.
But
I like that.
Well, I've usually painted in watercolor. Most of the shows nationally I've been in, I've juried into about 15 national shows, and that was in watercolor, but I liked oil and I like other things, and I got interested in acrylic, and that's an acrylic there. And I took some classes here at Boulder City Art Guild. I mean, Boulder City. Let me back up. Great Basin College, right here locally. Yeah, no, over there we did a lot of other things, but that wasn't it. No, the college offered a class on acrylics, and I took that. And she and I are recently enrolled in a brush-up class in drawing over there. We'll be going on the 27th.
Oh, very good. Now, to get all this in, this gallery here that you have here, you might kind of give the folks an idea. You see this there.
Yeah, this here sign particularly is one of our members, Janet Toy, made this sign for us, and generally our Lori McCaslin puts a lot of the pictures from the different gallery shows that we have at the courthouse and the library on this a lot of times when we have our meetings, our general meetings. I put some pictures on here today that kind of different things that we've been involved with in the last couple of years. Some of the workshop we've done with the kids. They've asked me to help them out with the kids a little bit, so I've taught some sculpture classes, and I've taught some drawing classes, and a watercolor class. So we've been pretty active. Our group has been quite active, and Pat through the years have done some wonderful things here in the valley, and we've got a good group in there now that's really trying to move things forward.
Very good. Now there's one picture I'm going to ask Pat to hand us over here. Can you get through there, Pat?
Could I get it for you?
Well, she can get it over
Okay.
here. This one there, I want you to show this. Yeah, this one, that one there. I want to show that one because that was something he was talking about. That one
Behind
there.
is falling out.
Ah, be careful.
Oh, no.
Oops. Oops. There.
Yes, isn't this,
Yeah.
isn't this wonderful
Yeah.
that
Tilt it
Charlize
forward.
did?
Yeah.
Forward?
Tilt this forward a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Now, tell us something about that one.
Well, actually, we took a trip to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I took this photo while we were there. And I do a lot of my painting from photos. I do a lot of watercolor and pastel, although I have done acrylics and oils. But the trouble with bringing watercolors and pastels is that you have glass on them, and they reflect.
Yeah.
And
That's good. You can set that down. That's is this difficult to start painting if you don't know anything about it?
Well, I try to work with the kids on beginning classes on how to wet with watercolors, basically, and how much, put 3 drops in each one, and then, just do brush works. It's a little boring at first, but then I let them just go ahead and paint me a picture of anything they want, and use the paints and kind of break the ice on how to use it. Then they're a little more wanting to get involved more and more as they learn how to use the tools of the trade. But I'd like to mention, if we can, this courthouse this Friday is a new open show. It's open to PAC members to bring in anything they want to bring in as far as subject matter, and we're looking forward to it. The holiday show will be coming down this Friday in the morning at 8 o'clock.
Who should they call, those who are interested? Is there any phone number they should call?
Well, they can
Anybody?
call the PAC office, and I have that.
What do we do with
it's
your...
751-6776.
751-6776.
Or if they want to call me,
Right?
537-0345.
Okay. That's good. Now, we still have some time left. Is there anything else you would like to leave us with? Because this is so interesting. Paintings and the idea of what you guys do. I mean, that's
Well,
interesting.
I think it's really important that we all try to help the children in town because they don't have much in the art classes in the schools anymore. And we've got a group that come to the museum it's a little art guild that Jan Lindsay started. And like Lloyd says, the summer camp, and then they
Art camp, yeah.
they were having art. We go to the schools for the 5th grade and bring the children into a room all together, all the classes, and teach them. And I think if we can keep that up, it will really help the city, town.
Well, we're growing young artists, I like to think of it as. I'm finding that the kids like to work with the clay.
Wow.
I've taken a few classes in college on that, so I brought that with them. I've made little mannequins for them to work with, and they've really enjoyed that in the art camp.
Well, I tell you, I really appreciate you showing us this information and sharing with the school and everything. So maybe I'll have you back again. So stay tuned, folks. You're watching Young at Heart. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back, folks. Yeah, that was very interesting, wasn't it? Now, you know, here's what happens. Super Bowl is coming up pretty soon. So we have prepared snacks, the possibilities of good snacks for you guys for Super Bowl. So, hey, take a look at this. Hey, we're back again. Now, Tony, I understand you have another dish here. What is all this?
Well, this is going to be cheese quesadilla.
Cheesecake quesadilla.
Cheese quesadilla.
Oh,
Not
cheese, you know, I thought, cheese quesadilla.
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 Quesadillas.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All
This is
right.
going to be really, this is my my iron. Why do you laugh? I have recipes for this iron. And you know what's really good about this? Is that this guy's sitting, you can actually cook this sitting on the sofa.
Is that right?
Oh, you know, you don't have to, as long as you have an outlet and an iron, and if you've been drinking, don't use an iron under the influence of alcohol or drugs.
That's true.
Illegal drugs. Some people actually have medications. There's some medications that actually
yeah?
cause, yeah, sure. Yeah, spray it, make sure nothing sticks. But there's some medications that actually cause people to, you know, some Corp medications that cause people to be drowsy.
Well, that's
So
true.
we're not talking about, you know, the illegal drugs.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, what are you doing here?
Well, I'm toasting my tortillas.
You are iron toasting the tortilla.
Sure.
Well, I'll be.
Sure. A little spray. Wait a minute. You know what?
What?
You know what's been missing at this?
What's that?
Is props. You know, if you're gonna do a Super Bowl, you're gonna have to have props. So I brought my props. Now, I never watched a Super Bowl game in my life. Well, I did last year. I watched the first Super Bowl in my first life because usually, you know, I was working because a lot of guys took time off to watch
Right.
Super Bowl. So I watched my first one last year, and it was a shocker.
Whoa!
I saw
That's
it.
right.
I saw
You
it.
saw.
I saw it. I was there with kids. I'm like, I can't believe I just saw it.
Whoa!
So, yeah. So you toast this right here.
Do you toast those on both sides?
Oh yeah. But let me get my football helmet out. Yeah, this is my football.
That's
the
your football helmet?
Well, this is a football helmet, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess if you say it is.
Well, no,
Yeah,
it
it is.
It is. It's
That
a
is a
football
football
helmet. Yeah.
helmet.
What?
Yeah,
Like
well,
I
you
said,
need
I
to-
know nothing about. And this is isn't this a football?
I don't know about that now.
Well, wait a minute. What did they do? What do they call it when the football guy gets? He has the ball. What does it
Yeah.
say? What does he get if another player hits him
Well, he gets sacked.
or a tackle?
A tackle or something.
It says tack right here.
Super
tack.
tack.
Well, what happens? It does, folks.
Well,
right there.
you know, you're gonna
Because
have
when you get the ball when someone throws the ball from the other court and you catch the ball and it says right here super tack.
Super tack. Well,
when
you
you
know-
get this ball, somebody's going to tackle you.
Well, you know what we're gonna have to do is retrain you to show you exactly what a football looks like.
This is not football.
No, that's a basketball.
No, wait a minute. So when you're running down, so you're on a mound. Someone throws this to you on the mound,
Yeah.
right? And you catch the ball, and you
Yeah.
have to go from base to base
Yeah.
to get a what? A hoop.
What do you mean to get a basketball? You get a hoop. Yeah, football, you know, you get a goal.
A what?
Yes, you do. You know, you get a goal. You're going to go for the goal.
Go for the goal.
Go for the goal there. You know.
Goal.
Yeah.
That's not it.
That's not it. No.
But it says tack.
I know that's what it says.
I know, but-
What's next?
Okay, what we do now is you put the cheese in. This is Munster cheese, not monster cheese.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
cheese.
Monster. You know.
Well,
And I was-
Munster.
and I was scared.
Gal,
I was frightened.
I know. I've seen. I seen your house. It's scary.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. Al actually has a very nice, nice humble home here. Very, very nice mi casa, you casa type deal.
Yeah, me
Now this
casa.
is cut
What are
scallions.
those?
Cut
The
scallions.
scallions. Why do they call those scallions? Are they from this
Because onions were
Scandinavia?
taken. The name onions was already taken.
Is that from Scandinavia?
I don't know. I got them from local supermarket.
Oh, okay.
You know. I don't know if I can mention the supermarket here.
Sure, you can.
Oh, you can?
Sure you
Yeah, we actually, we
Well, we
actually,
only have 2.
well, yeah, exactly true.
Yeah, so.
But,
with
so
2.
what we do is you put that in there. Now, you can use, now some people actually have been using this here, the red pepper.
The red
some
pepper.
people like a little red pepper there. Or some people just like a little,
What's that?
no, it's a hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
A little bit of hot sauce here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, you may want to, you know, you got to be very careful. Now, you may want not to put this on because you may have people that may not like hot sauce. But some things you could do. Anyway, what you do is you fold this up, nice and nice. Fold this up nicely like that.
I got to see how you do this now because the way you did the other, you did it different, the other one.
Well, how do I do it different?
Well, I don't know. It was smaller than mine. Mine was a bigger for big guys, or big.
Well, this is a
people.
cheese quesadilla here.
That's different.
That's different.
In other words, the design is different, is what you're saying.
Well, it's my design, and Al, if you're saying it's different, I don't know.
Original design.
It's not.
Okay.
I mean, you just fold it over. It's like a little taco. Then you take the iron,
Okay.
and they have to put on the linen setting. You know, people don't know what setting it is for the iron.
Oh.
Linen.
That's very important too.
It's very linen because you want to make sure you melt the cheese.
Oh, okay.
You know,
That makes
blend
sense.
all the ingredients together in one nice package here.
Okay.
And so, yeah, and you were asking me whether or not I use this for. Yes, I iron my shirts with this. It's a multi-purpose. This is a man's tool.
Oh, okay.
You know, and Al, looking at this show, this is kind of cross between Tim the Two-Man Taylor and a cooking show. You got to look some things. There's some things that some guys may not want to get up and use the microwave during the halftime.
you got a
Some
point.
exciting points and goals, and in some
Yeah.
point in time parts of the game.
Yeah. They
You
may
know.
not want to do that. So
And they
you
want to.
down
I
and
sit
do this
down and you
yourself.
can do this yourself.
Put
Right on your couch.
Yeah, and put your ingredients right on the side there.
That's exactly right.
Hey, that's kind of neat there. I never thought about that.
I know. It's kind of hard bringing an oven or a microwave over, and lay it on the end table.
Oh yeah, that's it. So you don't want to miss the action.
Exactly.
So you can sit and do this. Hey, now you heard it right here, folks. So you guys who don't want to get up and miss a plane,
Yeah, we do. Yeah, just
turn that baby
turn
up.
it- turn
That
the baby
looks
over.
delicious.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, exactly. I like cheese. So I just put a little extra cheese in.
That is good.
Cheese.
Cheese, the
Cheese.
cheese man.
Right now we have cheese quesadilla cooked with the real iron from the real Iron Chef.
Now that was good. You guys like that? Hey, try it. I think you'll like it. So listen, stay tuned, folks. We will return after these messages. Welcome back, folks. We're going to show you a little something. Not show you, but tell you a little something about next week. There, next week we have English tea. We'll have a little English tea with the crumpets and so forth. So that should be very interesting, I tell you. Then the library. Going to have a little something at the library going on there.
Winter reading.
Was that?
Winter.
Winter reading. In other words, this is reading you're going to do because it's winter.
Cold and dark.
And it's cold out there in the middle of the snow. Warden of the new detention center, Mr. Joe Pont, will be here. Plus, some surprises that you probably will enjoy. How about that now? Isn't that right? Now, folks, I want you to remember all of the things that I've told you. Now, if you didn't write them down, I'm not going to repeat them. Definitely not. But it's been a very good week here, even though we've had the snow here, and it was in front of my house, and I thought I was back in Chicago. I didn't realize that. And I looked out the back door, and I said to myself, I must be dreaming, because this is the desert out here. Is that right? Is that right, Miss Pat? This is the desert. This is not, Chicago or on top of Mount Charleston. This is Pahrump. This is Pahrump, Lower Pahrump. No snow, desert, heat, and a little rain here and there. And when I saw that snow there, I almost fainted. In fact, I almost, with the knees almost buckled there, but then I caught myself and I said, okay, maybe this is just one in a lifetime that we have. Maybe once in a lifetime we have a little snow here. and maybe it won't happen again for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Because I even took pictures of those. I'm going to send those all over the world to show that Pahrump do get snow. In fact, I sent that to my daughter, and I says, daughter, you think that Chicago area is the only area that receives snow. That's not true. And as you can see in the background here, there's snow there with the beautiful trees. And then there's snow that I showed you on the pictures that I had. I showed you these. So listen, it's real that snow is here in Pahrump. And don't forget that. And the way that I have to remember that is a clear conscience is usually the sign of a bad memory. You know? Does that make I thought I was going to get a good laugh from the peanut gallery, but that's not a real decent laugh there, my lady, definitely. But anyway, folks, I've enjoyed today. The folks that we had on today were just beautiful, and I want you to stay tuned. Or next week, listen, don't forget, have a good day. Bye.
Join Lynn and Now next week for another entertaining and informative hour of Young at Heart. Have a good day.
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart.